Welcome to Epic Tales Universe, where legends come to life and ancient stories reveal their magic. Today, we are diving into the enchanting and mischievous world of leprechauns, the clever and elusive little beings that have captured the imagination of people around the world for centuries. If you enjoy learning about mythical creatures, ancient lore, and forgotten tales, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We have so many more stories to share with you here at Epic Tales Universe. Now, settle in as we unveil the detailed history, mystery, and magical trickery behind the leprechauns, the legendary guardians of hidden gold. Leprechauns, as we know them today, are the product of centuries of storytelling and folklore, deeply rooted in Irish tradition. Though often depicted as small, jolly men dressed in green coats and buckled shoes, their original image was far more diverse. In fact, early accounts of leprechauns describe them wearing red, adorned with elaborate, intricate clothing that reflected their status within the fairy realm. This shift to green attire became more prominent in the 20th century, likely tied to Ireland's iconic green landscapes and St. Patrick's Day, when leprechauns took on a more playful and festive role. But don't let their whimsical appearance fool you. Leprechauns are far more complex than mere tricksters or happy-go-lucky sprites. According to many legends, they belong to a broader category of Irish fairies known as the Owsea, a supernatural race believed to inhabit an invisible world, running parallel to our own. The leprechauns' diminutive stature and solitary nature set them apart from their fairy cousins, but they share one key trait with the rest of the Owsea: their remarkable and often unpredictable magical powers. These solitary fairies are famously known for their profession as cobblers, working tirelessly to craft shoes for the other inhabitants of the fairy world. It's said that the constant labor is the source of their wealth, allowing them to amass the piles of gold coins they guard so zealously. If you're ever wandering through a misty Irish countryside and hear the faint sound of a tiny hammer tapping on leather, you may just be near a leprechaun's workshop. But beware, leprechauns are masters of evasion. Spotting one is rare enough, but capturing one is nearly impossible. Legend has it that leprechauns will go to extraordinary lengths to protect their gold. Many stories recount humans managing to capture a leprechaun, holding them hostage in exchange for their hidden treasure or 3 magical wishes. Yet, this is where the leprechaun's infamous cunning comes into play. While they may promise to lead you to their pot of gold, they are likely to trick or deceive you in some way. Many hopeful treasure seekers have been left chasing rainbows, their hands empty and their hopes dashed. The pot of gold itself is another layer of symbolism in leprechaun folklore. Many scholars and storytellers believe that it represents not just material wealth, but the unattainable, a metaphor for dreams and desires just beyond reach, much like the rainbow's elusive end. The gold, hidden by leprechauns, serves as a reminder that the pursuit of wealth can lead you astray, and that sometimes the journey is more valuable than the treasure. But where did leprechauns come from, and why are they so protective of their riches? Some believe the word leprechaun comes from the Old Irish term lucarpan, meaning small body. These early creatures were likely water spirits, tied to the natural elements of streams and rivers. Over time, as stories evolved, they transformed into the land-dwelling fairies we know today. Others suggest that leprechauns are remnants of ancient Irish gods. Their powers diminished and their forms shrunk as belief in them faded. Their treasures, once offerings from ancient peoples, are now hidden from those who no longer honor the old ways. Their solitary lifestyle is another element that sets leprechauns apart. Unlike other fairy creatures who live in large communities or courts, leprechauns prefer isolation. It's said that they are distrustful of humans and even of other fairies, keeping their distance to protect their wealth and independence. They avoid large gatherings, and you will rarely find more than one leprechaun in any given place. Leprechauns are also known for their mischievous nature. They delight in playing tricks on those who cross their paths, especially greedy humans who try to steal their gold. Their tricks are often harmless, such as leading travelers in circles or disappearing right before they're caught. But in some stories, their tricks turn darker. They might lead someone into a bog or cause them to lose their way for days, reminding people not to take them or their magic lightly. Despite their often playful demeanor, leprechauns can be vengeful if provoked. One tale tells of a man who managed to capture a leprechaun and force him to reveal his treasure. But after the man's greed grew too strong, the leprechaun cursed him, and he lost everything he owned. This tale, and many others like it, serve as a warning. Never underestimate a leprechaun's wit, and never let greed blind you to the true cost of your desires. Among the most famous leprechaun legends is the story of Fergus MacLeody, the ancient king of Ulster. Fergus was said to have encountered a group of leprechauns who attempted to drag him into the sea while he slept. When he awoke and captured the tiny beings, they begged for their freedom, offering him magical gifts in return. Fergus accepted their offer and was granted the ability to breathe underwater, a testament to the extraordinary powers leprechauns possess and their willingness to strike deals, though always with a catch. As centuries passed, leprechauns began to take on a more prominent role in Irish culture, appearing in music, poems, and, eventually, modern media. In today's world, they are often portrayed as jolly, good-natured creatures associated with luck, particularly around St. Patrick's Day. Yet their deeper, more mysterious origins as guardians of ancient magic and tricksters with hidden motives remain at the heart of their myth. Leprechauns continue to captivate the imagination of those who hear their stories. Whether you see them as friendly folk or mischievous beings, they remain one of the most iconic symbols of Irish folklore. While many have tried to capture them and claim their gold, few have succeeded. Perhaps that is the real magic of the leprechaun. They represent the mystery, the dream, and the challenge of obtaining what always seems just out of reach. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the story of leprechauns. If you enjoyed exploring this legend and want to hear more about magical creatures, forgotten myths, and ancient tales, don't forget to subscribe to Epic Tales Universe. And if you're feeling lucky, give this video a like and share it with fellow myth lovers. Who knows, maybe you'll even find a pot of gold at the end of your own rainbow. Until next time, stay curious and keep the magic alive. We'll see you in the next tale.